Hello everyone, yes, I am Nevin Seretta, and I am a member of the Prairie Roses 4-H Multi-Club based out of Bow Island, which is a half hour east of Medicine Hat, for those of you who don't know. I'm going into my 8th year of 4-H, and I am 17 years old. This year, my club is doing woodworking, crafts, and digital photography projects. And so, the first speaker I will introduce is Randall Hall. Randall is a member from the Willow Creek District and also a member of the Stavely Parkland 4-H Beef Club. This year, he has a heifer and a market steer project, and this is Randall's third year in 4-H. Randall is also 16 years old, and Randall's speech is on habit or disorder. Randall?
The other night, as I sat at my computer reading my emails, I noticed a reminder from my 4-H leader that speeches were on Sunday. She wanted the title and topic of our speech by Tuesday. This was problematic for me as I thought to myself, uh-oh, that was yesterday, and I still don't have a topic for my speech. What on earth am I gonna do? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much to Niven for introducing me and the Lodge for having us here and providing us a wonderful meal. That night, as I sat at my computer, sat there on my computer on the internet, searching across the internet for speech topics, there was nothing that caught my eye or really got me interested. But as I searched, there was one thing that kept on going through my mind over and over again. Why? Why did I leave this so late? Why? Why did I procrastinate? And then a little light bulb came on. Why don't I write my speech on procrastination? It's a unique topic and something I know a lot about. So I grabbed my pen and off I went. Now, I don't know about you, but I am a procrastinator. Procrastination, le chameau, istigablo. No matter what you want to call it, they all mean the same thing: stress and great disappointment in yourself. In the dictionary, procrastination is defined as to put off, but to me it is defined as leaving something to the last minute and then scrambling to get it done. I've devised 6 stages that we go through in procrastination. Stage 1 is false security, thinking, oh, it's not due for a long time, I don't need to worry about it right now. Stage 2 is laziness, thinking, well, I could get started on this, get a bit of a head start. Nah. Stage 3 is excuses, saying, well, I'm busy right now, or I'm just taking a quick break. Stage 4, denial. Yeah, I still have a little bit of time left. I can just relax right now. I don't want to work on it now. And stage 5, crisis, thinking, I need to get started on this. I'll never procrastinate ever again. Stage 6, repeat. Many see procrastination as a habit. Others see it as a disorder. Me, I see it as a mixture of both, or somewhere in the middle. But, like the old saying that a wise man or someone like me once said, put off till tomorrow what you can do today. The most recent study on procrastination levels was in 1992. In that study, it showed that 50% of all surveyed adults randomly across Canada indicated to having high to moderate levels of procrastination. 70% to 85% of students across Canada indicated to engaging in procrastination at least once a week. 65% of those adults and students combined admitted to calling themselves procrastinators. Some say they work better under pressure, but it's often just an excuse to put things off longer. There are approximately 12 million adults and 9 million students in Canada that are procrastinators just like me. Makes me feel a bit better about myself, but there's still no excuse for me continuously putting this off. The study that was conducted in 1992 was over 20 years ago, and a lot can change in that time. There's supposed to be a study conducted every 5 to 10 years, but the scientists responsible must be procrastinators themselves. No matter how bad of a procrastinator you are, don't worry, there's still light at the end of the tunnel. There's still hope. I've devised 4 simple steps that can help you overcome your procrastination. Step 1, realize you are a procrastinator. This is hard for some people as they don't want to think of themselves as procrastinators. Step 2, find out why you continue to procrastinate. This can be anything, but the most common is lack of interest and simply laziness. Step 3, figure out helpful ways you can end your procrastination. The most helpful and effective is finding certain time slots in your day for that certain task or project. Step 4, practice these ways and you'll soon overcome your procrastination. For some, it may take longer, but it'll eventually help you in the long run. So, I will definitely be getting started on these steps on my road to recovery. Well, I have lots of time, so I'll do it later.
Well, thank you, Randall, for that wonderful speech. It was good, clean fun, really enjoyable. Our next speakers and presenters are Emma Rushin and Grayson Tharl. Emma is 15 and Grayson is 18. Both of them are from the Willow Creek district as well as Randall. Grayson has graduated, but both girls are members of the Stavely Stampeders 4-H Light Horse Club at the time of the 2013 regional competition, and Emma is still maintaining a horsemanship project and a reining project this year.
Thank you, Nevin. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Many people who own horses may have asked themselves if they should be using protective wraps on their horse's legs. And some of us may have been in a situation where wrapping may have been necessary due to lameness or injury. There are several good reasons to use wraps on your horse. Conformation faults, young developing horse, a strenuous activity, injury, decoration, or demonstration. Perhaps a horse has conformation faults that increase the risk of lameness or injury, such as a horse that isn't well balanced and travels outside its tracks. Or pasterns that are too steep, which can be hard on tendons and ligaments. Or a horse may be towed in or out, which can cause paddling, which can interfere with and nick splint bones. Perhaps you have a young developing horse undergoing training, or a horse who's doing a strenuous activity and you want to provide them with extra support and protection. If you are hauling, especially on long road trips, you may want to use a shipping wrap or boot, which has thick quilted padding that covers your horse's leg from below the hock or knee to below the cornet band. And as most of us know, if your horse has something to get into and injure themselves, they will do it. In this instance, you may need to use a stable wrap to aid in healing an injury or stall rest. Sometimes we use wraps for decoration, such as when we dress up for parades. In demonstration, wraps are used when our project leader, Trudy, wants to demonstrate diagonals, leads, or other gaits in the movement of a horse at our lessons. Trudy does this by using different colored wraps on the horse's legs to be a helpful visual aid in our education. It is helpful for us to understand the basic anatomy of a horse's leg when we think about some of the ways we want to protect them. An average horse weighs roughly 700 kilograms, which is a large amount of body mass to be supported on relatively small legs. From the knee and hock down, a horse's leg consists of bone, tendons, cartilage, ligaments, and hair. There is no muscle in that area to help shield or protect these structures. Ligaments are tough, flexible fibers that hold bones together. Tendons are the connective tissues that attach muscle to another body part, usually bone. As you can see, the anatomy of a horse's leg is very complex. Although the horse has incredibly strong legs, they're very vulnerable at the same time. A few types of leg support, protection, and leg wraps that we are discussing this evening are shipping boots, polo wraps, sports medicine boots, bell boots, skid boots, and stable wraps. Shipping boots are a thickly quilted padded boot covering the horse's leg from below the hock or knee to below the cornet band. Shipping boots offer protection from the horse's legs while interfering with each other as the horse maintains balance while traveling in a horse trailer. Polo wraps do not alone provide leg support, but they provide impact protection and can be used for decorative reasons. A sports medicine boot is commonly used by reiners, barrel racers, and some trainers to provide support for the tendons and ligaments in the fetlock, as well as protection from impact. These boots go all the way around the fetlock and provide pressure all around. They are like an ankle or knee brace. As a cautionary note, it is felt by some that if exercise regime is started slowly and increased gradually, not too hard and fast, your horse will start to develop strength in his tendons and ligaments on his own. But if he is fully supported on a continuous basis and not given the opportunity to develop that strength, it becomes a disadvantage. It makes sense to us that you should allow your horse to develop his internal strength, then add support when you're asking for more than his usual effort. Bell boots. They are bell-shaped and fit a horse from the pastern down over the hoof. They are worn on the front feet to protect the heels if a horse overreaches. They are commonly used by jumping, gymkhana, and roping horses. They also help keep the shoes on a horse that overreaches.
Skid boots protect the fetlock of the rear legs from hard ground and friction burns when a horse is doing a sliding stop, rollbacks, or spins. They're commonly used by ropers and reiners.
Stable wraps. These are commonly used on horses who are confined in stables to keep from stocking up or for first aid. When a horse has a leg injury, such as a bowed tendon, strains, or cuts, often the injured leg is wrapped for support and to prevent swelling. The other legs may also be wrapped because the horse is putting less weight on the injured leg, and the other legs may benefit from some additional support. When applying the stable bandage, always make sure the horse's leg is completely clean and dry. A moist bandage may tighten and cause swelling or chafing. Bandages must be put on clockwise on the front, clockwise on the right legs, and counterclockwise on the left legs. Apply the combination roll at the back of the leg on the edge of the cannon bone in front of the tendons. Wrap around the leg and be sure that the edge of the quilt does not end over the tendons. Now apply vet wrap. Start in the middle and work your way down to within an inch of the bottom. Then you will work your way back up again to within an inch of the top. The tension of the wrap should be even, and time your pulls towards the back at the same place for each wrap. Apply the bandage firmly enough that it doesn't slip, but not tight enough that it restricts circulation.
It's always a good idea to use your finger to check to make sure your bandage isn't on too tight or too loose.
Now, use Elastoplast at the top and bottom of your wrap. This is applied to the surface area with no pressure at all. This is used to help keep the bandage in place as well as keep dirt and shavings from working their way beneath the bandage.
If you notice any swelling above or below the bandaged area, then it's an indication that your bandage is on too tight. Frequent checks between bandaging are always a good idea to ensure that swelling and circulation problems don't exist.
If you follow these steps, you will be well on your way to wrapping it right, not too tight.
Thank you, Emma and Grayson. That was very informative. And our last speaker of the day is Alexandra Russell. She is from the Pincher Creek District, and she is 13 years old. Her club name is the Pincher Creek Silver Reins 4-H Light Horse Club. Her projects this year are Western Pleasure, English, and this year doing a Young Horse project. And a random fact about her is another passion of hers other than 4-H and riding is also dancing.
It all started on May 23, 1933, right in the middle of the Great Depression. The economy was down, people were in despair, and there was little hope in anyone's hearts or minds. This was the year that everything was going to change. This was the year that the legendary racehorse Seabiscuit was born. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow 4-H'ers. Have you ever walked into a room and had people stare at you in a negative way just because of your body shape, height, or color? This is how Seabiscuit was treated. Nobody wanted this knobby-kneed, lazy horse who was half the size of a full-grown racehorse. So instead of being trained as a racehorse, he was trained as a racing partner, taught to lose head-to-head races to boost the confidence of the other horse. As time went on, Seabiscuit became more and more bitter and hard to handle. But this is all that he had been trained to do, which was lose. By the time he was 3, he was sold for the low price of $2,000 at a cheap claiming race. It was on this hot June day of 1936 that Charles Howard first laid eyes on Seabiscuit. He saw something in him, something that others had missed. He knew that this horse would need someone special to train him, and he found these qualities in a man named Tom Smith. When Tom initially started to train the horse, there were little improvements to his behavior. Tom tried many jockeys with nobody working out, until he stumbled across Red Pollard. The moment that Red laid eyes on the horse, anyone could tell that they were meant to be partners. Like Seabiscuit, this team of men had had their own troubles in their own lives. Charles Howard was a millionaire who had lost everything, including his son in an earlier accident. Tom Smith was a silent man of few words, some would say, who struggled with the changing of times. And then there was Red Pollard, a boy who had left home at an early age who soon became a failed prize fighter and an oversized jockey. With the help of these 3 men, Seabiscuit started to turn around. It's as if all the violence and aggressiveness had been pulled right out of him and was replaced by a kind and gentle horse with a will to win. On August 22, 1936, this team raced Seabiscuit for the first time. Improvements came in every race he was entered in, receiving more and more attention and becoming a symbol of hope to all the many people around the world. Seabiscuit became so popular with the people that in 1937 he was written about more than Adolf Hitler or President Franklin Roosevelt. The people now had something to root for, something to get them through these difficult times. While Red was riding another horse, he suffered a terrible fall and was unable to ride. Due to his love and belief in Seabiscuit, he asked his friend George Wolfe to be the rider. As Red was recovering in hospital, the crowds became restless and wanted to know if Seabiscuit could be beat. The people demanded a match race against War Admiral, who was the undefeated Triple Crown winner. On November 1st, 1938, these two went head-to-head in a 1.91-kilometer race. The stands were packed to be estimated 40,000 people and another 40 million listening on radio. When the bell rang, Seabiscuit took to the lead, but slowly War Admiral came up behind him and began to move ahead. George let Seabiscuit glance into the eye of War Admiral and then encouraged him to take the lead, first by 1 length, then by 3, and he soon won by 4 lengths. Seabiscuit managed to do the unthinkable and showed everyone that it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, you just have to believe in yourself. This story was an inspiration to me because it showed me that you have to look fear in the eye no matter what. I believe that the only reason Seabiscuit raced the way he did and won the hearts of millions was because he was given a chance to succeed by 3 amazing men who all overcame their own challenges in life. In return, Seabiscuit gave every person, everywhere, hope.